And Richard, we start with a troubling look at credit card debt here in Canada.
We're melting the plastic, Cynthia. We're swiping too often. Credit card debt has actually reached a record high. You know what the average balance is? This is unpaid balance in Canada.
No, what's that?
$2,181. Doesn't sound too high, but you can get in trouble with this pretty quickly, pretty easily.
Definitely.
It compounds.
And then the interest rate, and it's
20%.
Yeah.
And it's not just credit card debts. That's the non-mortgage debt we're dealing with. It could be your line of credit from the bank. It could be your car loan.
Yeah.
And the average non-mortgage debt in Canada, $21,188.
That's
21,000.
high. And the interest has gone up. Plus interest, if you've got a variable mortgage rate, that goes up. That's hurting a lot of people.
Prime rate at almost 6%. You're absolutely right. This is according to Equifax. They found 50% of Canadians surveyed this week felt uncomfortable about their personal economic outlook. 53% feeling anxiety about their current debt level. And it's not necessarily people buying the bag or the shoes that they want and can't afford. It's probably people buying groceries that they need, right? That's the problem here now with everything costs more.
As we spoke yesterday, the grocery prices have gone up significantly.
Yep.
All right, well, we'll turn from that to Elon Musk.
Every day there's
Elon
a new
Musk,
Elon
he's
Musk
making
story.
news again, and he's taken full control of Twitter. And apparently now, Richard, would you want to work for him? He's working his employees very hard.
I wouldn't want to, not judging by this picture, an employee at Twitter, Cynthia, posted a picture of her boss.
I'm going to guess a former employee now?
He doesn't take too kindly to this stuff.
Yep.
But look at this. There's the boss asleep at her desk in a sleeping bag at Twitter.
That's her boss.
That's her boss. And
Wow.
the boss tweeted, quote, "When your team is working around the clock, sometimes you sleep at work." Now, staff at Twitter, they've been racking up longer hours than usual since Mr. Musk took over, with his team assigning big tasks on tight deadlines. And some staff at the company, Cynthia, say they see these assignments maybe as a test by Musk to see who works hard. They're fearing their job could be on the line here.
Well, it probably is. I mean, he's fired a lot of other people.
Walked a lot of people out. Washington
Definitely.
Post reported this morning that the latest push by Mr. Musk at Twitter is perhaps to charge users to watch some videos. It was the check mark yesterday he wanted to charge for. Now maybe some video content as well.
I think he's going to turn a lot of people off, and I'm seeing a lot of pushback on that blue check mark, and people saying, Stephen King saying, you should be paying me, I'm giving you content.
Advertisers might worry about all this as well.
That's
they might
right.
want out.
And I never asked for the blue check mark.
But you're Cynthia Mulligan, so you
Yeah, but
get
I
it.
never asked for it.
come on.
Anyway, so it's an interesting debate. And while they're working hard at Twitter HQ, Richard, that's not necessarily the case at other offices across North America.
So a funny thing happened when people started to go back to the office earlier this year. Productivity fell off a cliff.
Which is so interesting.
Economists were trying to figure this out, and they're saying, why were employees more productive at home? It could have been that they were happier there. It could have been that they were trying to impress their faraway boss. They were trying to work harder.
Could be.
Or they said, Cynthia, maybe it's the case that now that workplaces are requiring you to come back, even part-time, maybe you're consciously or subconsciously not working as hard because you're not happy about that.
Interesting. You know what I think it is also? Your home was your office, so you're not commuting, and there was never a hard stop time. I found this.
Yep.
I kept working. First of all, because I had nothing else to do. It was COVID, so it's not like you were going out. But there was no hard stop, so you just kept working.
Yep. Productivity falling off, the biggest drop for productivity since the 1940s. So, I mean, the jury's in. We kind of did quite well at home working, so it's a very interesting thing.
But is it less productivity than pre-COVID?
That I'm not sure, but I'm sure
That's interesting, right?
people were happier at home. And so this is something for employers to consider now that we emerge from the pandemic.
Give us a little more flexibility.
Yes.